the camera.
Okay.
Miss Sharon, you got to slide over a little bit and get in this frame.
We could have did without.
Yeah, because like I said, we have to make sure. But we are already live, if you can believe that or not.
Okay.
So, can you get on YouTube and monitor the live chat for me? Or more like the radio like here. But we are live. And good afternoon, everybody. A little bit late, but we're not too late. Almost 3, a little bit after 3. We are right here on time. And with me today, we're doing our community spot. Who I have with me is Mrs. Sharon Jones Sims. Did I get that right?
That's correct.
Listen, Miss Jones Sims is with our community spotlight. Well, you know, we call ourselves the podcast of the people, and when we say we're the podcast of the people, that means we serve the people. And that's, you know, the people that we know, the people in our community, we really want behind them. And Miss Sharon is such a person. But be that as it may, I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself. Welcome to the It's a Wrap with Reggie Sam podcast. You tell people a little bit about yourself.
As you know, my name is Sharon Jones Sims. I'm a 1987 graduate of Oconee County High School. I now reside here in Athens.
Mm-hmm.
I work quality at ABB Motors and Generators, and I'm currently raising my 2 granddaughters, Kayla and Kirsten Foss, who attend Bernie Harris Middle School.
Okay. Well, welcome to the show, and we're glad to have, like I said earlier, this spotlight that we've been aware to something that it's kind of like stuff that we do, but I wanted to get involved with it a little as much as I could. But I wanted you to come on and be able to, you know, maybe get some people out there who don't know what's going on, so that it will come in and they can help you. What is this the burning issue of the day with you? What it is that you
They attend Bernie Harris Middle School, and they're under Mr. Matthew Stein, and they are going to New York in March to attend. They're going to perform at the Carnegie Hall, and they have other few sites that they're going to see. But in the process of doing that, they are doing. We're taking donations to offset the price for this trip. I'm coming on here today to get them out. I passed out some letters to some people who work at my job, and just to let the community know that I need assistance. Because if I'm not mistaken, there's a total of 57 people going. That's including, 56. If that's the bus will hold 56. That's 50 students with the teachers and the chaperones. And I also will be attending with my grandchildren.
Okay, so this will be you're gonna take a bus to New York.
No, they're actually flying.
Oh, they're flying.
They're flying, yes, because bus route shortened the trip time because it would take longer. So they are flying to New York, and the bus will be. They have a charter.
New York. See,
yes.
I was looking for almost a 24-hour drive.
Yes,
to New York.
that was one of the options that they was thinking about when they were trying to cut the cost. But to take a bus that far will also cut down on they was trying to do in New York.
And being mentally prepared too, because of the long drive, and I drove to Texas to a community. I mean, conference in Austin, Texas. It took us 50. Were tired when we got there, and you know we split it because you know we had this between the stops. It still took 4 hours. I would drive 4 hours. She would drive 4 hours. So we split it. But nonetheless, that would have been so. Yeah, I think flying is probably would be a better.
We wouldn't be, because even though teachers wouldn't be driving, to be on the bus that long with children who probably get restless, you know, phones going dead or whatever, then that's a long ride.
Well, listen, because a lot of them that will probably be their first flight too. And I remember my first flight, I was like 20 when that was my first flight though. But that was That was an experience. So these kids are how old?
Well, we're looking at sixth graders. So we're looking at sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, and some ninth graders. And the reason ninth grade is because when whatever was submitted in hall, it was last school term. So they was eighth graders at that time. So that's why some ninth graders are being considered too. Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Carnegie Hall, that's probably one of the most famous event places in the world. And I've never been to New York. And that's been on my bucket list things to do. I wanted to go to Times Square. That's on my bucket list. It may be a little reach. I was thinking about New Year's in Times Square, but that may be a little reach. I was Times Square at that point. Let me ask you this. Why are you so passionate about this? Because that's one of the things that I noticed about you, you know, when I got to know you, it was about whatever it is that you're involved in, Sharon, you're very passionate about it. I'm talking about you going, you're going to explore every avenue to make sure whatever it is that person or that organization asked you to do, that you're going to do your dead level best to make sure it happens. In other words, it's not going to happen because Sharon didn't try. Where does this passion come from? What drives you like that?
Well, a lot of things that I get myself involved in, I'm passionate about it. Even with making my ribbons, doing my treats, or making cakes, or just some of the things that I do. First of all, my granddaughters or myself, we've never been to New York, so we're excited about it, and a lot of those kids never been.
Yeah, it was
so
something
this
to be
is
excited
a
about. Yeah.
this is a once in a lifetime for some of them, and Barney Harris is the only middle school that's going in Athens. So I'm trying to do all that I can to make sure that even not just my granddaughter, like I said, all of the children have an opportunity to get a chance to go.
And see, and that's one of the great things why I like getting behind this, because, you know, and this don't give me this stuff about being racist. But I always say that, and I've said this numerous times, that we are all the sum total of our life's experiences, positive, and the mental state, what this does for kids this young, the effect that it will have on them, and as far as dreaming and as far as possibilities of what's possible.
Yes.
And you're aiding in that, and I think that's a great thing, because and I hope this is not just a catchphrase for right now. And mental health is at the forefront of a lot of people's agenda now, as well it should be. But as if you can create as a positive experience, like taking these kids to New York, that's something that's going to last with them for a lifetime. You see what I'm saying? That's something that they're never going to ever forget. And that's another reason why I'm glad I'm with the group that I am with, Rural Women in Action. Their mental health drive is starting to pick up too. This starting to be something at their forefront. They got a lot of stuff that they got going on that here in the community that they're going to start addressing, because mental illness, especially in the Black community, is something that we just finally starting to accept. We still haven't fully embraced as we should, because especially us men, you know, the strong silent type, or the, you know, just I don't worry about it, I work it out, that kind of stuff, which is why, trust me, fellas, you need an outlet for that. That's why I'm glad I got my wife. She's an outlet for that for me. But anyway, but getting back to what I was saying, Sharon, it is when you saw this and you dove in like you dove in, what were you thinking when you said, "Oh, this is what was there something that said, I'm getting behind this"? At what point you said, "You know what, I'm getting behind this. I like this"? Was it immediate, or did something that have to grow on you, or what?
No, because first of all, anything that my granddaughters are in, I'm at the forefront. They know I'm the biggest cheerleader, and I'm the main one that's gonna get out there and go forward. But just like when they went to Orlando last year, they had to raise money, of course, to go there too. So I got out and tried to support them on that.
Yeah.
So when I heard of going to New York, I wanted to make sure that they had an opportunity, not just to experience the Carnegie Hall, just to experience the flight travel, the
Airport.
yes, the airport,
the hustle and bustle of an airport.
It's the experience of learning also how to travel. at a young age. They're learning how, they learning responsibility with traveling.
Again, it gets back to what I was talking about those your sum total of your life's experience. That's a tremendous experience for them, because in the 1970s, stuff that we do now was unheard of back then. You see what I'm saying? That kind of airplanes and stuff like that. That was something we saw on TV, and we thought, well, you really got to be special to be able to fly in an airplane. I wonder what it's like. And not to get too far, but my brother used to take his son, because they lived in Riverdale, which is right near the airport. He used to take his son, and they would just watch flights take off, and then have a discussion about that. And so when Kyrie got older, travel was on one of the things that for him, because his dad was my brother, who's Pastor Dale. Shout out to him. Would ask him, where do you think that plane is going? Or they would just watch the ambience of the lights, because they would always go at night. But I'm saying those kind of things, and all along, that's what I'm saying. It's important that these kids, and that's why who's ever listening to this podcast, I'm going to put it on my page, and of course, I'm going to let you shout out some people who else is involved in this besides you, because I know that you're a motivator. I mean, you're right out there at the forefront, but I'm pretty sure you got a team that's helping you do the same thing. Everybody, more people than you raising this money. So let's talk about that.
Right now, the director of string program, Matthew Rubenstein, he got some organizations that have contributed. And then Miss Irby, she's with band, because we now have included band to go along with them. And then I want to say Athens Fest. I had a place that Athens Fest. They came along, and and it was a pieces that they got that has come up forward and to help support this trip. My sister Lydia Burden, Lydia Pope Burden, she shared it on her page. My other sister Jennifer Wise, she's with some of the clients that she have. She's told them about the donations, and then I got other family that have also stepped forward and to help contribute towards the cost of this, making this successful.
And one of the things that I wanted to put out there that people, because a lot of people, when you give your deduction, you want to be able to have it to be taxable, and you want like a receipt or something like this. But one of these things I wanted, as I explained to you, a lot of people say, well, I needed that tax ID number. But donations are donations, and if you donate through Cash App, you can still write that off on your taxes. I got this from an accountant that I talked to, because it shows because when you give money to Cash App, send it, it'll say for.
Yes.
What's up there? It'll say for. You put what it's for. That can be also used as a tax deduction. So you can get your credit for doing this. So please, ma'am, please, sir, do not let that be the reason you don't donate to this cause, because it is a great cause. And it is a worthy cause. I just wanted to put that out there. Like I said, I spoke to us, and they said, yeah, know the horror stories about Cash App and people and their feelings like this, but you can still get your tax deduction from that.
Well, we have a sheet, like I said, that Mr. Rubenstein gave us with a QR code on it. And then we also, I can hold it.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
so we have this sheet, and this is from the school with the QR code on it. And that QR code, once you scan that QR code,
and I'll be posting this on my page.
Whatever you post towards that code, it goes towards the entire group. Then also use the handwriting, and I'm trying to make my little granddaughter.
Trust me, you don't want to talk about handwriting. I got terrible penmanship.
So this here is the sponsor letter, and I filled out some parts of it in my granddaughter, and I don't have any other way of money coming to me. That's why I have Cash App on here. I don't use Cash App. All the donations that comes through Cash App is for this trip. Some of the people at my job that didn't have money on them, they had Cash App. So when they contributed to me, they just put in their New York trip or donation. That's what they put in their comment.
Right.
So But yeah, and because I didn't, well, I mean, Zelle or Zemo or Vimo or
Zelle,
whatever it's called.
Venmo,
Venmo.
Venmo.
Oh, see,
You're
I'm
butchering
not
up these
even,
people's names.
yeah, I'm not even aware of which one because I don't use them.
Yeah,
So, and like I said, Cash App was the first thing that came to mind. I was like,
yeah,
okay, I don't use that card, so people can still
yeah,
contribute, and then it's a debit card. So when I call into to make the payments, I can use that card.
yeah,
And we're using a group. I guess they're out of New York. It's World Strides.
yeah.
They're the one who are handling this trip, making all the necessary arrangements, the bus fare, the hotels.
I was
Um,
about to ask, was a hotel included in it?
Ye-
Nice hotel or?
I don't know. I don't actually know exactly the name of the hotel or anything. I just know that what they're trying to do.
I mean, you don't want to be stuck paying all this money. You wind up
No,
going to
no,
someplace like
it's gonna
Loretta's do drop in.
no, no. The hotel when we went to Orlando, it was nice
Okay.
because I was able to go through that organization, and he told me the name of the hotel, and I was able to purchase my tickets to um, I don't know, it wasn't Walt Disney. I think Adventure Island or whatever it was we
Okay.
went to. So I was able to purchase mine, but I was able to get directly at the hotel, and call the hotel, and they put me on the floor. I wasn't directly next to their rooms, but I was on the same floor with the
Okay.
students.
Okay.
So with going for the sign, it includes, of course, the details. They have a charter bus that is and when I talk to World Stride, I don't know someone to just book on their own because they
Okay.
was pretty much saying no, you can't own stuff and then be a part of this too.
I wonder why they did. That's weird.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. So we had to sign up with them
With them.
also. What is it? It also includes my granddaughters play the viola and the violin, so they're able to carry their instruments.
Okay.
But the bigger instruments,
Like the trombone.
yes, they're the big ones. They will rent those.
They'll
So
rent them when they get there.
yes, they'll be renting those.
How does
things
that
when we get
work?
them.
Because I mean, you put your mouth on something.
Um,
Sanitary. I mean, in this age that we're in, I'm just saying.
all in my purse. I got my.
I'm just saying that's a concern, especially with the new strain of the flu coming on, and then you got
Well, with the
COVID
company,
still with us too. It ain't gone anywhere.
with a
You stone that
company
reed.
like that, I don't know. It's just like with healthcare.
Yeah.
They give you if you CPR, they give you these things that you can put over
between
So
the
I'm assuming that they might have mouthpieces or whatever, and actually that's not something that you put in your mouth. These are just the big, the big. That I don't know. No. Those. No.
But I'm talking about people that are playing the trombones and the trumpets and the.
Yeah. Well, luckily we don't have to worry. We're not gonna have to worry about that part. I'm not big on the names of the instruments because I was not. I just got into orchestra.
But I don't know why I am. But I'm a nerd like that.
Well, I got into it with my grandbaby, so I call them guitars because that's what they look like to me.
Strings.
Yeah. So the big ones that there will be
cello.
We have some kids play the big
Really?
one. Yes, actually, one of the guys that little boy that I keep saying little boy, they're men now. One of my son's friends, his little sister.
Yeah.
I think she's 6th grade. I believe she's going also, and they will rent that once they get to New York because it's too big and bulky for them to, first of all, to be carrying, trying to get from here
and then you're talking about playing,
Yeah.
put it on a plane and all that good stuff too. Yeah, you're right about that. That makes sense.
Because responsible for their own luggage, so they have to pack accordingly.
Better carry on.
it.
Yeah,
So
trust me.
they have to pack accordingly, and then I believe the school is going to transport them to the airport, and that way they won't have to have, with the school bus.
Yeah.
Or and I'm not exactly sure. They rent the bigger instruments once they get to New York.
Okay. Because my daughter used to play the flute.
Mhm.
I think it's one of the most beautiful instruments, and the saxophone. But yeah, the cello. I've never actually seen somebody play that, so that might be something I
Yes.
need to see that.
They got little stools for them, and they do pretty good. I first started listening. I don't come from a background with this string music,
Yeah.
so I had to get adapted to it. And then now that my granddaughter got into it and she's kind of interested in it, I started listening to more, and I hear different kind of people that play different kind of songs. You
Yeah.
can take any song and play it with a violin, and
Yeah,
that's what
that's
we've
true.
been showing
That
to
is
her.
100% true.
And so I'm hoping that she continue with it.
Because there's educational opportunities
Yes.
in those too.
That's what
And then that's what I said. Again, we're talking about experiences, because you get outside the door and people think if you have to be a brainiac, to get a scholarship, or an outstanding athlete to get a
Mhm.
scholarship. But musical scholarships, and these are some of the most prestigious places in
Yes.
America,
Yes.
that if you're that good, they want you. You come in there.
Yes. Miss Irby mentioned that they had their little winter conference where she was saying that there is scholarships and also,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
To know that when you if for instance my granddaughter if they stay with this, they can always put that in, they play at Carnegie Hall, they have that experience.
Yeah.
To say that they had
Without to how far away are you from the group away from their goal? How far away are they?
I don't know exactly about the group
Yeah.
goal and how far away they are, but I would say I'm about 14.
14 now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
But let me ask you this: have you went to some of the locally owned, like Lowe's, because they have money set aside for this kind of thing, right? And I know you know about Walmart and their community improvement things.
Some things have changed. That's what
okay.
Yes, that's what I thought too. That when you go with the community, because I went with the letter for the sponsor that they could scan, that way they wouldn't have to give money to me if they were concerned about that. Chick-fil-A have Spirit Night, so they don't really something like a Spirit Night, and from they give out little flyers. We'll pass out little flyers, and you either order online, or I'm not for sure about going in the store, but the school will get a portion of the proceeds from all of that for that night.
Okay.
For instance, if they decide to say next Friday it's going to be burning, and what's done
whatever's
that night
sold that will go to burning.
I went to Kroger. I got the manager. I said Kroger Public. They give, for instance, if you need, if it was a game or something, they would donate water, snacks, and stuff like that. Monetary money.
I think you have to go a step further, because when the Hope for Xavier Foundation started, we had just got started, and we actually got monies from Publix, and I forget who the other one did. There wasn't a huge amount of money.
Mhm.
One of them was $75, and I think the other one was like $50. But they did tell us where we could apply for more next year. Of course, we went through a bunch of growing pains, changes in personnel, stuff like that. But and we are now going to get back into soliciting stuff like that too. And if your group had a name, you see what I'm saying, and you went ahead and got that tax out, then you can start applying for grants and stuff that people,
See, I don't know
philanthropists love to do this. They looking to give money taxes on it.
Well, I worked for before I went to anyone. I know that my donations, because we as employees we donate so and then they match it.
Yeah.
I think it was the Athens cancer cancer walk. We a few of us at my job we signed up the cancer walk, and and another.
Of course it was you.
Yes, I went there. They know when they see me, I'm coming for something. And one thing about my group of people that I work with at my job, I really appreciate them. I don't know how to thank everyone. They know if I'm coming to ask for something. It's not always about just me and my daughters.
Yeah.
I've had co-workers who kids are selling stuff at school. And they come get me and they're like, Sharon, look, I
Because
need,
they know you know, they know you
I
how
need,
to do this.
yeah, my grandbaby's doing this or my son or somebody doing
Yeah,
this, and I
could
go
you,
around
you
and,
did ask you.
and ask. But my job, well, like I said, I gave them the email, and that's what they was looking for. If I'm not mistaken, a tax ID. So I don't know exactly how Mr. Rubenstein and them have this set up,
Yeah.
but I just know that it's the QR code. You can reach out to Barney Harris Middle School
Okay.
and Mr. Rubenstein to find out what other information you need to know. It is legit. We are going in March. I think it's either March the 4th, and I can't think of them. I'm like I said, I went to some of the stores. Like I said, I had printed out,
Which I will be posting on all my social media
and
pages.
then this was just a new press release letter, and I went to some of the businesses and I did give them to them, you know, that was scanned the QR code and made a donation. But at my job, I was doing to some people. I did the letter with the QR code because I wanted them to know they can do whichever one they wanted to do. I also did the letter, like I said, with the little sponsorship letter that my granddaughter wrote with my email and my Cash App on it, because that's the only I could think of somebody to send me. And what I did was each student, I know my student, each student is $2,400 attend this trip. So that with me having two, that was 40. What I did was I think I divided it by 126 or whatever. And whatever it was, it came up to about $40. So some of the people at work that I know, and they know that I did.
And they appreciate what you do too.
I went and I told them, I said, if I can get this amount of people to donate at least $40, that will help cover the cost of the trip. And we had some that did, and some that went above and beyond that.
Yeah.
And I also stressed to them, you know, because you know you're not obligated to do this just because I'm coming around asking. And you know, we appreciate all the donations that we get.
Yeah.
And like I said, at my job, they know I'm doing something. I also one of my hobbies that I enjoy doing is I make ribbons.
So yeah, shout out. Been one of an absolute smash up job for us. The whole Christmas were a big hit.
Yeah,
and,
that's one of my big passions.
And that was one of the things that I noticed about you. And that's what they would say. Oh, she's passionate about that kind of stuff.
Yes,
and that was the first thing they told me. You need to go talk to Sharon about some ribbons. That's why I can talk to you about it. And they will. I mean, they expected a big hit at the gala. And again, we certainly
those ribbons. I can't always remember. At Bank of America, I couldn't remember the name. All I said was ribbon, and she was like, "It was me. You was talking to me last year." So
okay.
I just hand them out, and whenever I do them, I do funerals.
So where did this come from, Sharon? Well, let's get a little personal. What does this come from? That because it was stated to me by a couple of people that you have a giving spirit.
I believe that's what
Yeah,
it is.
that's what they that you have a giving spirit. And don't get me wrong, I can attest to it that you do. Just because what makes you, I guess, is what I stump you in. What makes you you? Because in this day, it's needed. You know, so yours are needed. And I just want to know.
I guess it's if anyone from my school, I know that's not the Sharon I remember. It's my husband, like that's not the Sharon I remember. Joy of creating
there
things.
There it is.
Yeah, it's hard for me to receive, and I got this lady at work that's telling me sometimes, people are blessed by giving back to you. I'm not
saying that blocking blessings but not taking something from somebody that wants to give you to. I still don't quite understand that. I'm a person that my help doesn't obligate you, but because it gets back to what you just said, that one word, and I don't. Would you really give from the heart, and you buy it? You can't buy it, but I love it.
I will.
Say what? Say it again.
Give, and it shall be given unto you.
Yes, and that's how I look at it, because some people be
that's
like,
my wife in the background, y'all.
One year when I first started doing getting into my ribbons at my job, third shift then. Fridays we wear our pink breast cancer, because that's where it started.
Yeah.
And I just started with my shift. I just saw some pretty ribbons, and YouTube is your best friend. And
YouTube, shout out to YouTube University.
Yeah, so I saw some ribbons, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make some of these ribbons. So I started with my team. Then I started with just a whole winding department. And then I was like, you know what? I'm the whole plant. So I, on my break at work, I was I would have to, can't use any lighters in the plant. So I would have to go to the smoking area, once I get some of them done to burn the end. So I gave supervisor. So I think the first year I made over 500 ribbons.
Wow.
And some people came to me and they didn't understand it either. They was like, they thought maybe someone in my family had been affected by the breast cancer. And I was like, no, I just like doing it. So I started out with the ribbons. Then I started adding the wristlet and stickers. And then I started doing for the heart disease. I started doing those. And then I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do some for some, people who have lost someone. We had a co-worker and his fiance both to die at work. Died. They was, and they on their way from had accident. And we all was excited for them. And his name was Sam, and he his, I think their color was green. Excuse me. I made ribbons for them. I made ribbons for. If they come up to me at work and they ask them, I'm gonna go and be honest. I might not get it right. Then I'm gonna feed them at work. They know I'm bringing them some cupcakes. I got a few at work. I guess you could say they might be my little guinea pig, but they're something for me. If I'm trying something, like I tried strawberries or whatever, I get my little feedback from them. So I enjoy doing stuff like that. My husband, he always got something to say. He can't get anything, but I stay on doing something for somebody else. And I just do it. I just like doing something. I'm gonna do something, or try to create. But I'm passionate about this, whether
Yeah.
it's with my granddaughters or not. It's an opportunity for these children.
And the slogan is, again, give the gift of performance.
Yes. Yes.
And I think that's something that probably needs to be drilled home too when you
Mhm.
start for the donations and stuff like that. Uh, what it all entails, because it's so much to this story. It has such a great foundation and a great purpose and a great cause. Like I say, it's right in line with what we call we're the parts of the people. Right, I don't know where you supposed to get here. I sent you the link. So maybe yeah, absolutely. Do that. I got one question I need to ask you. If you could wake up tomorrow and published, what would that look like regarding this?
I know going to pack my bags for one. I know to go on and pack my bag. We go to New York. It was that's on the joke side. So some of my classmates know me. That's my joke side. But it would be an accomplishment for these children. I'm not mistaken. My daughter attended Bernie Harris and my son. And I want to say years ago, they used to go to New York. I don't know if it was the 8th grade group. I don't know if it was with the orchestra or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is my time really experiencing it. And it's going to be an experience for me. I've never been to Carnegie Hall. I've never been to New York. So I'm excited to see and to perform there because they're an amazing little group.
Yeah,
it's not easy
absolutely.
to learn how to read or to play
Yeah,
music.
it's a lot of musicians that don't know how to read music. You see what I'm saying? They just go by what they heard somebody play it, then they maybe added something or took away something and do it different, but they couldn't read a note to save the soul.
And then just for the kids to be, some of those kids are real passionate about this music and playing at their little concert in December when I was recording. This little girl, she was just going away on it. Yeah, she was professional. And for my granddaughter, especially my oldest one, Kaylee, she's really taken a liking to it. And I'm praying that she stays with it because that's a good thing. And it can be an outlet for many emotional things too. With music.
Again, we're talking about that,
And so
it's amazing how all this stuff really ties in. You see what I'm saying? One helps helps the other, and improve the other. Again, shouting out to the Rural Women in Action for the calendar that they've got. They've had one earlier this year where they had the young men come in and talk about the choices that they're making. It was a young man. He had been to prison, went through the whole gamut, and he came in and he was just giving it straight to him. No chaser. You don't want to do that. This is what you're missing, And I'm pretty sure, and some of them will take it, like I used to always tell some of the guys when I coach basketball, you listen, but you don't hear me. But then when you get in trouble, now you hear me because I usually so many times I can't tell you how many times when they turn, when I tell them, talk to them when they were 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now they're 19, 20, 21. And I get a phone call. Coach, I know what you were talking about now. Coach, I see what you were saying now. And I tell them all the things, not to be mean or disrespectful. I said, now you hear me. See, if you'd listen to me, this path you wouldn't have taken.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? But it's all about the mental issues, the unresolved traumas that we carry, try to carry by ourselves, and we don't really know anything, which is why you talk to somebody that does. And again, as many great opportunities, as great memories that you can create for our younger generation, the better off. You see what I'm saying? Because I hate to say it, but some people the best time of their life was high school. After that, they ain't got no best time. But this will be something I think will springboard them to higher education and passion, like you said. Because I love it when a child chases a passion. It's just so shallow to say I want to be rich. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But to say I want to be, because when we were growing up, that's what we want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a fireman, you want to be this. All that dissipated from what we are now but I think it's coming back. And people with like the group that you're involved with, give the gift of performance, that type of stuff. I think that goes a long way in aiding that. And Sharon, I can't thank you enough for this. So yes, go ahead and shout out your people right there.
So Matthew Rubenstein, he's the director of stream programs.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Annie Turman, she's the principal of Bernie Harris Middle School. And the assistant principal is Dr. Charlotte Lester. And Gino's, sorry, I don't have glasses on. I'm sorry if I'm going to butcher your last name. So Suarez, she's also the assistant principal at Barney Harris Lyons Middle School here in Athens, Georgia.
Well, thank you so much for that. And if there's ever anything that we can do from the Hope for Xavier Foundation, from the Interact with Reggie and Sam podcast, we got some gifts for you.
Okay.
Yeah, for being part of it. Now you're part of the. You are now a friend of the show. Show them people that. That's merch, by the way. I'm selling that for $10. Okay, all proceeds go to me. Okay, and
okay, but thank you so much.
Podcast
and thank you for having me. Thank you all for listening to me. And
don't forget, like I said, we donated, but like I said, we got a meeting coming up in a couple of weeks, so we're gonna see, maybe not. We're not gonna make it from see what we can do, because we're a small organization, but we're very passionate, and I got a great group of people. Shout out to Zara Brown, Teresa Hopkins, Bonds. I was missing that one, and she's my cousin too. Bridget Wilson, and newly elected Councilman Annette Studman from Jefferson as well. And my wife, of course, Miss Dawn Melissa Hutchins. Okay, I got a great group of people, but we're going to see if we can't do some more. I know we've given a donation, but we're going to see what we can maybe dig in our pockets and maybe try to, because you say you're 1,400 away.
Yes.
We're going to see if we can't knock away a chip on that. And get you closer to where you need to be, because we absolutely believe in this situation that you got going on here. And again, Reggie, I don't know what happened to you. This usually right up your alley, but I didn't. Did we get anything in the chat? What did they say? What was it? Oh, okay. But we did have a few views. But I forgot to turn the chat on. I'm looking right here. We got like 9 messages. I'll go back. Could you hand me that book right there, please? And before we get out of here, I'm going to, yes, this is a shameless plug. My book is out. It's on Amazon. And it's also, you could download it to Kindle, as a couple of people have done. And I am still 4 reviews away from being put on the new authors page that will help me get more book sales. This is a book about, it's called He Never Complains. The Sam and Xavier, a father and son journey with autism, is about my journey with me and my son's journey with autism. Of course, some people may or may not know the backstory. My son passed away a little over a year ago from a neck injury sustained from a serious condition that he also had on top of autism. And this book gives you an insight on that. And it's not a book about tragedy. It's not a book about sadness. It's a book about triumph. It's a book about perseverance and my faith in God and what got me through. Something in for everybody. You don't even have to have autism to have this. I think it resonates with any situation that you have in your life. And Sharon was one of the first ones to get it. Thank you, shout out for that. And so again, He Never Complains. Amazon, $19.99. Okay. Thank you guys. And Sharon, again, is somebody you wanted to shout out before you get out of here, before we get out of here? See, this was not bad. How did you didn't go as bad as you thought it would?
No, not at all.
It was like I knew it would. That's why I tried to tell you. It's just like having a conversation.
Yes.
And you're not gonna believe it, but we were on here almost 45 minutes.
Okay.
See, so that means that the conversation flowed good. And again, thank you so much for coming on, and reach out if you want to come back on again with one of the people here.
Okay.
You are welcome to come back. Trust me, this time I have everything. I have the special effects, the lights, what's called, because we got a audience and gunshots, hand claps, slaps, and all that good stuff. But for whatever reason, I don't know what I did with it, but somehow I forgot it. But I guarantee you come back next time, we'll have that for you. And again, so like we always like to say at the end of every broadcast, in every podcast, Shout out to my listeners on YouTube. Thank you. How many did we have watching? 5 million. I'm just kidding. We only. I'm just kidding. And of course, my Facebook family. I see you guys on there too, and my newly formed family, TikTok. I guess I got to start paying you guys a little bit more attention because you guys have been watching it, and I got to come back and acknowledge y'all. Thank you guys for that too. So with that being said, at the end, like we said, excuse me, at the end of every podcast, it's a wrap.
Thank you.
Bye bye.